My entitled dad is demanding that I give him my salary. This is a true story, and it's about my dad. I might sound like a bad person talking about my own parents in this way, but it's true. I'm no angel and I had a rough life. To be honest, my childhood was also very rough. The relationship between me and my father was really bad. I'm the second child and I have an older sister. Apparently, my dad wanted another daughter, hence he started avoiding me from the day I was born. Like he didn't even show up to the hospital that day. So my mom had to go to the hospital alone, give birth to a baby, and come back home with this new baby, which is me. He avoided me so much that whenever my family would go shopping, everyone would get something with them. A cloth, some toffee, or anything they wanted. I, on the other hand, would not have anything. If I asked for something, he would slap me in the middle of the road or inside the shop and throw a loud tantrum, as if I was trying to ask to do something illegal. So let me come clean here. After a few years after I turned 8 or 9, I did start arguing back. I started to push him to the extremes to make him feel what I felt, but he would handle it all the same way. He would yell at me or slap me. Even until this day, I have social anxiety because of the experience that I had. Not only that, he loved throwing away my stuff. When I was young, I had a hobby of collecting stuff. My oldest memory is of me collecting shells from the beach. He would throw everything away, saying that it was worthless. I started collecting stamps, and he used all of them to send letters to his friends. I started collecting coins, and then he would throw them away in the toilet. I started collecting fossils, and no, I'm not kidding. These were actual fossils. He would wait until I would fill up a bucket with all kinds of fossils, and then wait further until I was trying to get them verified, and then he would throw them away. I gave up fighting with him at that point. I was around 13 to 15 years old at the time. I thought that if I could bear a few more years, I could get my own life with my own rules. When the time came for me to go to college, he wouldn't let me choose my favorite course. I was forced to choose IT. I'm not completely regretting that, but it wasn't my choice. I just agreed and moved forward. He went abroad for work after that, and I thought I could live my life after that. But he doesn't let go of me that easily. He gave his number to like everyone in my college, my roommates, my classmates, my professors, and he would investigate me every day. If I didn't respond the way he liked, he would send my sister to get my mobile phone and make me realize what it's like to be lonely. After 4 hard years and 1 year of training, I got a nice job that I've always looked up to. In January this year, I got my first salary. I wanted to have some fun with it, like having good food in a nice restaurant with some friends, going on a hiking trip, or anything really. That's when he shows up again after all these years, giving me everything I wanted. He'd have my food on the plate before I could get to the table. The water heater would be on hours before I go to the bathroom for a bath, and stuff like that. My mother, being the kind-hearted angel she is, warns me that he's doing it to get money and nothing else. And just like that, a few days later, my dad comes to me and demands that I send him money. Like I said before, I was still a trainee. My salary was still very low, so I refused to pay him. He was working abroad, so I was sure he already had a lot of money in his account and could use his own money. But that's when the blackmailing started. My grandmother, sister, uncles, and everyone in the family insisted on me paying my dad because family comes first. So after a lot of arguments, I decided to take the hard way around. I did end up paying him, but I did pack my stuff up and I moved out. I disconnected from my father completely. Now I live alone, just a few minutes away from the main headquarters of the company I work for. The story doesn't end there. He called a few days ago, asking me for more money. This time he says no matter how much I get in my salary, I should send him this money every month. If you're living with your expense, you know that's not possible. To put that into contrast, I don't make that much a month, so I couldn't possibly pay and give him money as well. So I just decided to ignore him for a few days. I've made up my mind. I'm not paying him a penny after this. Even if it means that the money would save his life, I would rather let him die. If the money is for his funeral, I'm going to let his body rot in the open. Like I said, I'm not an angel. I've suffered in life, but that doesn't mean I'm going to help my oppressors be a good hero. Everyone should own up and pay for what they are worth. So yes, the money is mine. I'm saving the rest of the money, and no one has a say over it except for me. Good on this original poster for getting out from a toxic family. It does not matter if it's family, Toxic is toxic, and that family was incredibly toxic. From the get-go, this father was absolutely abusive to this child and refused to have anything to do with them. And now that they finally have their own life where they can do whatever they want, they then try to insert themselves back into their lives just to try and take more money. Not acceptable, not okay, and I think the original poster is in the right for choosing to do this.
The full version of this video is on the Am I the Jerk YouTube channel, so check the link in the description for it. And if there are any updates to this story, that's where they'll be. There is also a podcast version of this show on Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever you use. Just search Am I the Jerk. It's perfect for those of you guys that use Spotify or whatever platform you want to listen to podcasts while you're driving or on the bus or drawing or planning to take over the world. So go check out the Am I the Jerk and Am I the Genius podcasts on any of those platforms.